You hear me often talk about Baker's Bay, but today is a new month, February 21st, 2021. And I just want to salute Michael Melman. And I feel so proud when I see so many cars at the dock and Bahamians is going to work on Baker's Bay. And it would have done me so good if I would have saw 200 workers come from Exuma, Long Island, Grand Bahama. We know things is tough down there. Nassau, a lot of the resort is closed. And if I would have saw 200 Bahamians came to work at Baker's Bay and have housing, food, everything that they make would be saving because they don't have to worry about housing, they don't have to worry about food or security. That would have made Kai feel so good, and that's why I want to be a member of parliament. I want to tell you a story on this week. And with Baker's Bay, I just want to thank Michael Melman. It's not the CEO of Baker's Bay that got it so bad, It's Dr. Livingston Marshall that said that we are absolutely lazy and we don't deserve to be on Baker's Bay. This is a Bahamian that came out of Perry Christie office as his advisor. And Dr. Marshall saw the money, $500 million that was allocated for Baker's Bay. He forgot the country, Perry Christie, the Prime Minister, and he hightailed it to Baker's Bay. So it's about the money. And it's still about the money. That is why the 19 million can be fined 1 year and 4 months. The property haven't been cleared. Nor do we in Abaco know where it's going to be built, the 47 homes. But we know that the home should be built on the people property that lost everything and have access to water, electricity. All they need is the building materials and the workmanship to erect the building on their property. That would be good leadership there in Henfield. That's just a little tip for you there. But I want to thank Michael Melman. When my government saw sand, he saw a city, and a city that is of gold, not sand. Some of the richest CEO, Fortune 500 people in the world, and athletes like Michael Jordan and others that come to Baker's Bay and say they're in heaven on earth, right in my back door. So thank Michael Melman for his vision. Same thing at the Abaco Club. The government leased it 350 acres. Y'all that don't know at the Abaco Club, that is government land. I was there when Perry signed the papers, and the deal was they would build the resort, and when they sell it, the government of the Bahamas will come back to the Bahamian people and tell them what profit the government has made besides just salaries and all the good jobs going to foreigners. That is one thing Kai Mills will put a stamp on, that immigration. Give me the Minister of Immigration. If somebody like the Prime Minister of the country, sometime my mind is gone, could run a country in the first year, well, we know he ain't running it, but his study is in something else. Why can't we send our kids to school for 4 years? And we did that. And they got the same degree as the people in Baker's Bay and the Abaco Club, but they can't get these jobs because the politicians go and deal below the table and throw their people out to sea for the sharks. say, y'all figure it out. We already got ours. Y'all better get yours. That is not the leadership that Kai would like to see. And there's a perfect example for all of y'all that work at Bakers Bay. When Mike Melman found favor in the Gulf Pro and his little wife, little pretty people, he took them off the Gulf course. They came here as a Gulf Pro. And Mike Melman say ain't much to running a $500 million resort. So he put the Gulf Pro in charge of Bakers Bay for many years. How many people in this country that run resorts in Grand Bahama and in Nassau that has the same degree? A matter of fact, I said the Gulf Pro, his study was in hitting little balls up and down, but he became the CEO in charge of a people that already went to college. Bakers Bay. So our people could do it. If a Gulf Pro can do it, Kai will assure that this happened. But I'm happy that Mike Melman saw the vision when our government doesn't do nothing but sell everything, sell. Pinland was wise enough to lease it for 100 years and the property will come back to us. We are selling our souls to the highest bidder. And all we're getting is a job for our people when all the money is going to the expatriates out the back door and be wondering why we can't pay down our national debt. I had a guest in my car this week, and I was so hurt when he got in the car. He said, Kai, he came in, he said, my boat was stolen last night. You know, he haven't been here for a while, and he brought his boat over, and somebody stole his boat from the Abaco Inn the night before he got here. So he had to get a boat from a friend. That eat my soul out. And I was very hurt, like if it was my boat. And I say, you know why this continues to happen? Because these guys do not have a trade. Their trade is stealing. In the worst time of our life, they could find time to go to Abaco Inn. And these guys are right from Dundas, Murphy, Marshall area. They ain't from Hopetown. Hopetown guys may be involved, but my boys, Black brothers, go all the way to Hopetown and steal somebody that is investing in their future. This is a great time to stop the stealing, to go to Bakers Bay and get a trade, masonry, carpentry, tile laying, plumber, electrician. Man, this is a beautiful time. And once you get that trade, you don't have to look over your back. You don't have to worry about somebody shooting your face for stealing their boats. Stop stealing. Thou shalt not steal. But you know what the man that had my car said to me? He said, Kai, I was very hurt when I'm coming to the Bahamas to invest. And presumably a Bahamian stole my boat. So I remember the story of the guy that was angry and mad and sad because he didn't have any shoes. And when he walked down the road without any shoes on, he saw somebody that didn't have any feet. So when he thought about that story, he says only material things, he could get it back. It made me feel a little bad, but I still felt uneasy that in this season, the brothers are still stealing people's boat just for the engine. And he said, Kai, the engine has lots of hours on it. It's just a work boat. Not much hours on the boat, but they don't know that. All they know that it's a Yama. And they stole it because they don't have a trade. They are professional thieves that nobody has gotten killed yet in Abaco. But someday, somebody's luck is going to run out. You can't steal everybody's Yama. I remember a young man stole a plane in Treasure Key. And when the plane got up to altitude, it exploded. Be careful that somebody don't rig these boats, that when you got out the harbor, they don't find nothing but your clothes. It explode on you. It is time, young people, to try to get a trade. Don't put on your resume, occupation, absolute thief. That is nothing to put on your resume. All I've been doing all my adult life was stealing people's boat, stealing people's window, stealing people's door, stealing people's material after hurricane. That is not a good resume. Get yourself a trade. I am asking everybody that has a young man out of high school to try to get him onto a company with somebody who could teach them a trade. A matter of fact, a trade should have been introduced into high school, because 90% of the kids, the young men that leave high school, can't and will not go to college. But if they were taught a trade in high school, they could immediately be on the workforce after being in high school. That's another thing that Darren Henfield could have introduced, but it's too late for him. Kai Mills elected, he would make sure that some tradesmen come out of high school in Abaco immediately after they graduate from high school, because we know 90% will never see college, but high school will prepare them for the job market immediately. That is one of these Kai Breen Thiessen and speaking from within, because I have a passion for seeing our young men and women be somebody of value rather than a boat thief, because Kai cares. Find yourself a trade before you find yourself a coffin. A trade is better than being 6 feet with dirt on you. Kai cares. That's why I'm warning you, stop stealing.